You know that feeling when you're scrolling on your phone and you see some 24-year-old bragging about retiring early and your stomach just kind of drops? You're looking at your own bank account, watching every dollar come in and immediately go right back out to bills, and honestly, it feels a little insulting. Well, you're definitely not alone. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a completely grounded, realistic look at the FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early. But we're looking at it through the lens of a working class, low income reality. Let's just put it out there right out of the gate. When you're genuinely struggling just to keep the lights on and put groceries on the table, reading about someone retiring at 30 feels like a really bad joke. It is unbelievably frustrating to be living paycheck to paycheck while the whole internet seems to be bragging about financial freedom. It feels absolutely impossible when you're just trying to pay the bills. And while we're just exploring the concepts today, not giving financial advice, we are absolutely here to validate that deep frustration you're feeling right now. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, excluded from the movement. Let's talk about why the internet's version of FIRE feels entirely out of reach. Just take a look at this comparison. On one side, we've got mainstream FIRE. When people talk about this online, the unspoken assumption is almost always that you're earning a massive salary, right? They're talking about high-income tech jobs in major US cities, pulling in six-figure incomes right out of college. But then, look at the other side, the working class reality. When you don't have a massive tech salary and you're sweating over the skyrocketing cost of groceries just trying to cover basic everyday expenses, well, it's so easy to feel totally excluded from the conversation. It's a massive divide, and honestly, it's exactly why so many people just tune out completely. Section 2, the hard truth. Because the reality is, financial stress is constant. And we're not going to sugarcoat things here. Having a low income absolutely makes achieving FIRE harder. There is zero point in pretending otherwise. Look at these realities. When your basic expenses, rent, utilities, gas, consume basically your entire paycheck, saving money doesn't just feel hard, it feels basically impossible. And what happens? Financial stress just becomes this constant, suffocating hum in the background of your life. When you're stuck in survival mode, building wealth feels like trying to run a marathon with a boulder strapped to your back. The anxiety is real and it is 100% valid. Section 3, freedom is not binary. We need to start changing how we define success. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can completely redefine the whole concept. FIRE is not a pass or fail test. It's actually a spectrum. We're looking at something called partial financial independence. This isn't about quitting your job forever and moving to a beach. It's about gradually increasing the amount of control you have over your life, step by step. And when you break down that giant mountain, it actually looks like these very achievable milestones. Number 1, reducing debt. Think about it. Every single dollar of debt you clear is literally a tiny piece of your freedom bought back. Number 2, building emergency savings. Even just a small cushion completely changes how you sleep at night. Number 3, increasing flexibility. And number 4, reducing your dependence on highly stressful work. Notice how none of these say retire at 35, but hitting even one of these milestones, a real game changer. Section 4, the gradual playbook. Because out here, it's about small steps creating massive impact. So how do we actually get there? For a low-income FIRE journey, the focus has to be on steady, relentless progress. It's about reducing expenses strategically, finding those realistic cuts that don't absolutely ruin your quality of life. It's about avoiding lifestyle inflation. So when you do snag a raise or pick up extra hours, those extra dollars go straight to your freedom fund, not into a car payment. It's about slowly increasing your skills and earning power. And absolutely crucially, it's about avoiding destructive financial traps, like those high-interest payday loans that are literally designed to keep you locked in a cycle. And this brilliantly illustrates why this works. Look at this comparison. On the left, we have the six-figure reckless spender. Sure, they make a ton of money, but they spend it just as fast, rocking up a mountain of lifestyle debt. Fundamentally, they are financially unstable. Now look at the right, the low-income consistent investor. This is a household that relentlessly avoids bad debt and invests steadily, even if it's literally just $5 or $10 a month, while slowly pushing their income up. Over time, that consistent working-class household often builds way more long-term stability than the high earner blowing their cash. Why? Because of this right here. Because behavior compounds too. It's not just interest that compounds in a bank account. Your steady habits, your discipline, your ability to stick to a plan when things are really tight, that behavior quietly builds immense, unstoppable power over a lifetime. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 5, escaping the comparison trap. we really need to talk about the danger of social media finance. A low-income FIRE journey requires a ton of emotional resilience. Progress can feel agonizingly slow at first, which makes social media a complete minefield. Seriously, looking at others online is genuinely dangerous for your progress because that social comparison creates such deep discouragement. When you're looking at someone else's highlight reel, you're not seeing their starting line. You don't see the massive income advantage they had, or that they inherited family wealth, or that their parents paid off their student loans so they got to start with absolutely zero debt. So the crucial point is this quote right here. Comparison hides context. Comparing your very real, very gritty journey to someone else's highlight reel without knowing their context, that's only ever going to discourage you. You've got to keep your eyes on your own paper. Stay focused on your own path, because your wins, they are yours alone. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to hold on to this core idea. The goal of FIRE is not perfection. It is increasing control over your life, over time. Yes, a low income might slow down the journey. That's just the hard truth. But consistent financial behavior absolutely still changes your outcomes dramatically over the long haul. Even the most gradual financial progress creates deeply meaningful freedom for you and your family. It is not about doing everything all at once. It's about doing one thing today. So I'll leave you with this. What is your first step toward gradual freedom today? Is it setting aside just $10 for an emergency fund? Is it making a plan to knock out one small credit card balance? Whatever it is, take that step today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I'm rooting for you, and we'll catch you next time.